Welcome to Preparing for the Unexpected. I'm Alex Fullick. Today, I want to talk about hospital protests. Yes, believe it or not, there have been some protests at hospitals here in Canada, especially the province of Ontario recently, from people who are anti-vaccination, deny COVID, deny the vaccines, getting the needles, passports, anything. They decided to protest hospitals. Disgraceful, disgusting. There are people in those hospitals that sadly are dying, cancer, diabetes, lung disease, so many other different complications. And you're being so selfish that you're standing out front of a hospital and you're protesting these. You're yelling at, and this was happening, they were yelling insults at frontline caregivers, nurses, doctors, anyone else who worked in the hospital. These are the people that take care of you when you're sick and you're in the hospital. People that may have taken care of your parents or your grandparents, your siblings, your children. Under any other circumstance, they're there to do the best job they can and save the life of a friend, of a family member, a colleague, a neighbor. And then you've got the gall to stand there because of COVID and vaccines and start insulting them in front of a hospital. There are other people in there sitting beside a dying parent, a dying husband, wife, partner. And what do they see? How are they welcomed? How are they greeted as they leave the hospital or as they try to get into the hospital? With protests? Really? Is that what this world has come to? Absolutely 100% disgraceful and disgusting. We protest. Everyone has the right to protest. We live in a quote unquote free society in Canada and the United States and Western Europe and so many other places, Australia, New Zealand, just lots and lots of places we are allowed to protest. But come on, isn't a hospital a no-go zone? That's crossing the line. There were even protests this week where people entered a school, illegally entered a school. There are school shooters. There are people that go in and harm children because they break into schools. And now we've got anti-vaxxers doing the same thing. I'm not saying they would have harmed children, of course. Don't interpret it that way. But schools are supposed to be a no-go zone as well with children. So a few schools, and I think this was out in British Columbia, if I recall, had to go into lockdown. Students couldn't go in or out of the school. So it's frantic. What's going on? Why? Because a few people don't agree with vaccinations at a school. Yet, got news for you. They give vaccinations for school anyway. They have done for years. I got needles at schools when I was younger. It's always been there. COVID is just one other thing to add to that list. It's no different. So why protest schools and hospitals? It's disgraceful. And let me tell you, I didn't listen to any of the messages those people were saying, even when they were interviewed by media. All I could see were, I can't feel sorry for you. You've crossed a line. I don't feel compassion for you. You may have a different viewpoint, and I understand that. You may have a different viewpoint, but you crossed a line when you go to a hospital or you go to a school and you start protesting, because all you're hurting are people who are already hurting, who are already in fear, and creating fear for young children, even if it's a high school. What's the first thing a lot of people think of? Parkland shootings, Columbine, Sandy Hook. You don't go to these places and start protesting. That's just wrong. Hospitals. What if someone's leaving and they've just said goodbye to the last time to a partner, a family member, and they come out and they see a sign and all they hear is insults? There's no compassion for you. I can't feel for you. And all those poor people, there's no compassion for them, no feelings for them and what they're going through. You just want to complain about a vaccine because you're ignorant. Just do your research. Hospitals, schools are no-go zones. They are supposed to be safe. And it's disgusting, deplorable that anyone would picket these places and start yelling, throwing verbal abuse at doctors and nurses. The people that have helped me when I've been sick. And I can't stand having anyone yell at them, knowing the pressure they're already under and all the things they've been going through over the last year and a half in their entire careers. How many people have they helped leave a hospital healthy? How many people have they had to deal with that didn't make it? And simply because of a global pandemic, now we want to make them villains and yell and scream at them. That's wrong. Get your head out of your ass, people, and start being responsible. In the meantime, stay prepared, everybody. If you liked that video, thumbs up. If you didn't like that video, thumbs down. But leave a message and let me know what your thoughts are. If you'd like to be a guest on the show to talk about something related to business continuity, disaster management, COVID, personal well-being, anything that's relatable to those subjects, you can reach me through my LinkedIn profile, which is in the video description. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. In the meantime, stay prepared, everybody.